Cutter's Rule podcast is sponsored by Courtside Rehab and Training. Whether you wrapped up the summer with a case of tennis elbow, can't lift a shoulder because of too many cut overheads, or you're an old, out of shape, slightly doughy guy like me whose body now files weekly injury reports from playing too much paddle, with their concentration on racket sport performance, Dean at Courtside Rehab and Training is the guy for you. Schedule an appointment today with the link on the Courtside Rehab and Training Instagram.
Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it?
You dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Can you dig it?
Okay, this is season 2, episode 5, and I am excited to say we have Guillermo Nunez. Guy is the only player to have won a national championship in his first full season. One of the most exciting players to watch on the tour. His spin overheads give players nightmares, and the way he takes time away from his opponents on the court is masterful. Guy, so honored you joined the Cutter's Rule podcast.
All right.
You like that
That was a
intro?
nice one. And that was a nice one.
I
Yeah,
gave
thank you for that.
I gave Flor and Anna a good one, and Flor said we should talk every day so she can hear me say how good she is. So you obviously have a very accomplished tennis background. I read you were the number 1 player in South America. What brought you to TCU?
What brought me to TCU? What brought me to TCU was the desire to be in the US, number one. Um I'm a I'm a competitive, human being from, Chile that is always looking for adventures. And back then, this is 2013. Yeah, 2013. I was a on the verge of going professional, full professional in tennis or playing college tennis. And with the help of some people that I really trust, luckily I got to TCU. Um, but I decided to be the choice of my life in terms of like learning, in terms of experience, and that's how I chose it. Really, it was a school that I was a very intense tennis player that I really wanted to play. Play professional tennis,
Yep.
and with them I learned that this tennis and this way more than tennis, which is life. And when you find a place that there is life and tennis, which is what you love, it got you. It got you. And that's it. So there was no doubt for me that I was gonna pick TCU as the place that I was gonna spend my early teenage, years of my life.
Yep.
Getting an education and then doing what I love, which is just playing tennis. Really, like there's nothing I love more than playing tennis. So how I got to TCU, it was just by wondering,
Okay.
wondering what's happening.
I like that answer. So then from there, how did you end up in the Northeast?
I come from a very competitive area that my education was a big deal. Was a like big deal. I mean by I studied, economics and finance at TCU. That was my degree. And the moment I graduated, and the moment I chose that, it was to have a career in finance, whether it was in the US, whether it was in Chile. I knew that going back to Chile was going to be a success. Whether I go back, I'll do whatever I do. I'm a human being that I truly trust myself, and in the sense of having fun with it and seeing what things takes you to the next level in terms of experiences. And one day I'm like, if I'm doing finance, why don't I go to New York if it's the center of finance? What's really stopping me? I was like, nothing really. So okay, so let's go to New York. And through a very good friend of mine that I'm gonna give a big shout out right here, Aaron, which who's working right now in the Sotol. That one day you and I, Sean, wanna come back to this and then wanna be like, wait, Sotol, Aaron. So just remember this. um, I got a beautiful job in the finance world that allowed me to experience so many things. Allow me to experience the world of the world that I wanted to be in. Allow me to experience the world of so many things, especially what I thought that I wanted to be in, which is I like to really spend time there because while being there, I realized that the people that I was spending time with, it was some people that I ended up teaching, ended up spending time doing a random tennis lesson. And I was like, okay, I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm doing that on the other side. And after a year, I'm like, I'm really enjoying the whole tennis aspect. It's really like getting my attention to the point that from 9 to 5, really, what do I really want to do in here? Do I really want to do that or I want to do that? So it was an interesting experience that from clients, friends that I was helping or teaching, I ended up getting a job uh, because I was like, okay, it's a really the industry here that it's a thing. I was like, and some friends were like, yeah, this whole thing going on in New York. I was like, I'm really interested because I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yep.
All right, so I started with the tennis. I started with the tennis teaching and this whole thing going on with clubs. All these clubs going, and all these clubs that I was going to, like playing member guest, doing lessons, playing for fun, and whatever it is. I started to see this cage, this thing like that nobody knew what. I didn't know what it was. And okay, I'm like, I'm seeing this thing in one, two, three, four, five different clubs that I have no idea what it is. Okay, that is something. And I asked a friend, "Hey, what is that?" And like, you don't know what is paddle? What is platform tennis? I'm no idea. This is 2000. This has to be 2000, either 21 or 22.
Your first recorded match was against Pavle in 2021.
That must have been in the winter against Pable that I lost. I probably lost 6-0, 6-0, because I had no idea what's going on in the world. Uh, so that must have been 2021 in the winter, so in November. Yeah. So the reason why actually I got the job that I have right now is because I applied. I was like, look, let me have that job, but I'm gonna learn it. Like I don't know it right now, but I'm willing to learn. So the whole thing is kind of funny, but um, what I what I bring out of this is such a sport, especially if you brought if you brought Pable, that is a big shout out to Pablo Jefferson, that he beat me easily. I will see right now, Pablo. It's such a sport that knowledge and dedication would give you success. There's no other way, and I truly fall in love with it because it's so fun in the sense that look, I'm a competitor and I love to win, and I'm finding joy on my losing. Okay, and this one gives me like everything, and I'm like, all right, it could be much worse.
Is it kind of because it was, you obviously reached so high in tennis. Was it a little bit of a new challenge for you? It's a racket sport, but one you haven't played, and the challenge of becoming the best in a new racket sport. Is that kind of what drew you in?
That was a big part of it, in the sense that the moment I saw the sport when I didn't have access to it, and I started asking my friends, "Hey, what is a cage?" And they were like, "That is platform tennis." I had no clue. A part of me was wondering, can I play that? A part of me was, can I study the guys that are already playing? Which at the time, this is 2021, 2020, that I was like looking all the, luckily, and I'm gonna give. I don't even know anybody, working for YouTube, but YouTube is a thing that is allowed to, everybody, and I used it a lot, being like, okay, I'll watch Powers, I'll watch Durant, I'll watch whoever you want to name, and I watch them knowing nothing of me knowing nothing of them, but I'm like, this is my platform of understanding the game, and I watch a lot. I'm gonna be really honest to you, Sean, that
I
I
love that.
watch a lot.
I love that. I was going to ask you later on about prep and if you watch film. But I think what's interesting is I would say the club players typically we're told find someone that sort of plays like you and watch them, right? You seem to have watched a lot of guys, but you have such a unique game and it's so different than anybody else out there. So I find that interesting.
I don't see any question on what you're telling me, but what I can get from that is, I do enjoy the game. I do truly enjoy the game. I really appreciate the fact that the placement is more important than power, and then strategy becomes a big deal because it is. And at the end of the day, when I teach, the people that I'm lucky to have, like around me, and all these guys, all these girls, and all these gentlemen, all these ladies that are like just wanting to either have a good time or improve. It really comes down to strategy, and I've been having a very funny interaction within myself, in the sense that I hear a lot of, you have to have good hands to be, I don't know, I mean, to win nationals, right?
Yep.
You have to have good hands to lose in the final of nationals, which I did. You know, you have to have many things, but for me, it really comes down that you have to have a really a deep understanding of the game, of where is the ball going, and where is the ball, what am I doing? Depending what the ball is, what am I doing? And it's such a funny game because it's what I'm trying to teach. And go further on my teaching is what I'm trying to apply. And I guarantee you that whatever Salazar, Realado, McInerney, Duran, whatever, you name it, it's all we do really. Is where the ball is, what do we think we have to do? So it comes down to that. So it's such a funny game because you're just trying to have fun at the same time that you're also trying to use it to your advantage. Because we do understand that this is a game that will give you an ego boost from the perspective of my work, right? Like, I teach and I play this, but the moment the moment I lose my joy playing the sport, I'm gonna stop playing.
How do you compare it to tennis? Is the culture different? What do you like about paddle that you don't like about tennis, or the other way? What do you like about tennis that you don't like about paddle?
What do I love about paddle is I love the community. I love the community, and I'm gonna start with I'm not gonna give all the names, but I will give a big shout out to all these ladies that make happen, the tournaments, and I'm talking about, the refs. But I'm not gonna give the names,
Yeah.
but there's been so many times that, luckily, because of my partner, that I decided to play this year, last year, Marc Powers, and at some point when I talk about him, um, these people are just so devoted to just give us a good experience, really, and that is really fun, fun from the sense that it's good to share the joy. I think we all have to share the joy of, look, we are in Baltimore playing a paddle tournament, man. Are you kidding me? I'd rather be home.
Yes.
Oh, it's 11 p.m. on a Saturday, and we're playing paddle.
Yep.
I'd rather that be with a good group of people than being alone. So that group of people, I'll give a big shout out, which is, Karen, Cameron, Anne, and all these ladies that are so beautiful that it makes it more fun. It makes it more fun. But what is more different than tennis is really the community. I never run into a community that it was so close to each other than the paddle. Are there things to fix? I'm gonna be the first one to tell you yes.
We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Oh man, I'm gonna be the first one, and I don't really care. I don't want to say it aloud here. I
Yeah.
don't really care here, but come on.
Um, so then well, so let's talk about was there one match early in your career that you said, okay, I can win the national. Obviously, you're a confident guy. You have amazing racket skills. But was there one match that out you said, okay, I can win the whole thing. I can climb the mountain.
In my mind, I have a funny story that if you have time, I'll tell it. Uh, I'll tell it, and I'll big a big shout out right here in this story to, of course, my number one opponent, one of my what I mean one opponent, which is Jose Salazar, the Spanish guy that I love to play against him. I love to play with him. Where is Regalado? All these guys are so fun to play. On the other side, I'm gonna be a big shout out to Felipe Oses that he's killing it in the padel world,
Yep.
but he should stay in the paddle, in the platform tennis. And Chris Humphries, of course, like these guys took the sport to a next level. Like it or not, they decided to dedicate their time to the sport, and it went further up, 100%. And we had a really fun experience that I never played a tournament, I never played a match, I never did anything really. And I'm lucky enough to know Salazar from back in the days, on our college professional tennis experience that we all, had in the US. And I'm like, hey, you know, let's try to play a tournament together. It's like, okay, but you have 0 points. Fuck. Okay. But I'll get there, man. I'll get there. I promise you, I'll get there. All right. And then one day he's like, "Hey, I got a good practice match. I'm not say the names, but I got a good practice match, and let's go practice. It's gonna be your first ever good practice."
Yep.
Uh, okay, full. Okay, we have that. That same weekend, we won Montclair B draw. All right. I'm like, okay, so what's next? He's like, dude, we can either stop here or we can go to Chicago, really, because we're gonna get in. Okay, let's go. I'm game. I'm good. Mm, Okay, let's go. Semifinal. So before Chicago, in between the tournament that I just mentioned to you that it was the B draw,
Yep.
I really saw that there was a chance. There was a chance of what? There was a chance of beating everybody. And by beating everybody, I don't I don't like I don't care at all by like me telling you, hey Sean, I'm better than you. I don't care about that. I'm like, I love the challenge of competing with somebody. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you really know me, you will know that competition draws draws two things. Like some people would argue, it draws happiness or it draws success. And for me, competition draws happiness. I'm really happy competing. So I was like, okay, I work for a club that I'm teaching the bubble 24/7. Let me be outside, please. Let me be outside. I need to be outside. What is my way to be outside? Platform tennis. Is my way to be outside. Is my way to stay here, really. Is my way to get, like a visa, like a green card, whatever that is. And I went all the way. So I was like, okay, what do I have to do to be good at that so I can get this? Okay, I need to win. All right. So I ended up winning nationals the first year.
You did. So, it's interesting because I watch a lot of film and I found it was with Jose. Um, it was after Montclair, it might have been Chicago, the oldest match of you on YouTube. And if you watch that match versus the finals in Boston, your game changed dramatically from Chicago Charities to Boston that year. Same year, right? Your overhead your spinning overheads, you didn't have that in Chicago. When you would stand at the service line and try to bait Alvy and Jose to put the ball behind you, right? And you had all these, your game completely changed. I don't know if you have watched your old match, but it's
Oh,
it's unbelievable how much in one season your game advanced.
it's a lot going on in that comment, but I want to try to answer it the best way I can. I'm gonna be a big shout out here to Juan Araya, freaking guy. I wish he didn't retire as early as he did. And I told him, I'm like, come on, man, keep playing. All these guys, like Durant, come on, man, keep playing, keep enjoying it. Like you're so good. I do understand that we do this for a living, but come on, man, enjoy it. And I do believe that we do have fun doing what we do.
Yep.
And in Chicago Charities, in the semifinal, me and Salazar against McNerney Araya, Araya hit a cutter to me that it bounced and it went the other way. I had no clue what happened. I'm like, if I really want to compete to this level, I need to know what's happening. And I spent so much time, like, and I told people, hey, drill me, drill to me, and try to do it in a way that is gonna spin away from me, like like a psychopath. I was like, do it, do it, do it. Do it. And that was a big thing on just watching, understanding people, understanding people's behavior, people's pattern. And it's what I'm saying that I watch so much of everybody's playing that it became a little bit of how I saw the sport. How I saw the sport in the sense that even to a point that how I ended up playing with Marc, that we're gonna get there. But there was a point that I really saw everybody, just from the sense of competing in the sport rather than trying to be better at it. I wanted to. I always have the need. I always have the need of. I want to just be you. That me being better at this. I always have this competitiveness that I'm such a guy that I take things so lightly, but at the same time, I just want to compete. I think life is it's about competition, and you and I, Sean, like you are whatever you are right now, I'm whatever I am right now, and maybe tomorrow morning we just want to compete, man, and there's nothing else than that, really.
No, that's why I got into paddle. I was a I'm 58. I played fairly high level ice hockey, but I got too old and I was getting injured and I went a period of about until COVID of about 15 years without really playing any sports. And then like you, I said, "What is this cage?" During COVID. I needed to get outside and I picked up a racket. I had never played racket sports before. And like you, I watched video and I became infected with it. But the one thing that I really missed, Guy, was competition. And I realized that. I'd gone so long without outside of business being competitive, physically. And that's really what drew me into platform tennis competition. Fun competition though. You talk about the match afterwards, you have a beer, you laugh, you talk about points. It's different.
That that's a huge thing because I also look at like at this podcast, what we're doing right now, and you're probably doing your thing, you have a job, I have a job tomorrow, and we're doing this for fun, and but it really comes down that you truly enjoy the aspect of learning.
Yep,
I know learning because you want to learn from me. It's like the uncertainty of like we all swimming to the same direction, which is to have fun. And
absolutely.
I think I try to demonstrate that on every match I play because I think the sports is meant it's a sport designed to get bored. Designed. Whoever invited, I wish one day I would have a beer with whoever invented it. I wish one day it's a sport that is designed to bore you.
Let's talk about that because
100%.
is that what you were referring to about potential changes in the sport or what you would change in the sport? Speed of play?
And look, I got in the sport. What was it? 3 years ago. That was my intake and the thing. I do understand that the one and only Johan Duran, big shout out to him, been dominating the game for so long, and I would love to play a tournament with the guy actually, but we'll see if he's when he's like 75, if he happens. Uh, I'm gonna start in a different way. I'm gonna start in. I was just in Chile, last week. Okay, and I'm not a celebrity, but people know what I'm doing in the U.S. I'm a Chilean guy that moved to New York. 7 years ago. No, 9. No, 8 years ago. And people are like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And then some people are like, "Hey, we've heard that you're playing this sport." I said, and then me like playing dumb. I said, "Which one?" "Oh, this one. It seems like pickleball." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. It's not pickleball. It's not pickleball. It's platform tennis." And there was a big thing on my eyes, and I'm bringing up the run because it's supposed to be the run rule, right? But people. Now I'm using people here that they were like, okay, but explain to me what's happening. I'm like, look, imagine padel, but you cannot hit the ball back to you or out of the court because you lose the point. That's my number one reaction to everybody. But back then, if you hit the ball back in platform tennis, if you hit the ball back to me, I win the point. But there was a time in the history that when I do that, I lose the point. And that was a big time, big change, big change. That if you tell me, hey, Guille, are you one of those guys that are always against things? I'm like, no, really, but yeah, yeah. Why would you? Why would you demolish? You know, why would you punish a skill, and why would you reward a bad love? Why?
Yep.
I do understand that. Okay, if I'm playing against, and let's make me, maybe like have a good time with it, and and why would I like to have Regalado Salazar losing an eye because I hit the screen, right? You don't want that. Of course, you don't want that. So I do understand. I do understand that there's a safety issue, but that says a lot of the sport in terms of we have to find a way to make the sport just more fun, more fun. I do have a lot of people. Luckily, I love all the people. I love all the people, and I'm making a big shout out to all the people. I don't have enough time to name all of them. To that did our camp or was part of all the camps that I did. Camps, right?
Yep.
That you're trying to give people the best time possible in a specific, year of the U.S., like whatever that means, right? Why, why are we doing what we're doing? What we're doing, what we're doing? There's a strategy behind, but it's very important to know why we're doing what we're doing, and that includes good and bads, and that includes, I think, knowing where you want the sport to go because it's a strategy that you play. I play the sport in such a way that is where I want the sport to go to. I don't play the sport to stay where the sport is. I play the sport in such a way which is where I want the sport to go to, which is fun, which is fast, which is exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting. I
I
mean,
want and I try, man. I try honestly. I don't I don't I don't care if I lose or win, honestly. But I want the sport to be fun for people and for me. There's no other way that you and I, Sean, are gonna have fun.
the Boston final is the best match I've ever seen. I mean, it was
The
just
Boston final, yeah, that was a good one.
there was just the level of skill on one court and athleticism and the offensive shots and the back and forth. It was an extremely close match.
Regalado Salazar, number one, we gotta give them the most credit of everything because they're like, directors, and we're talking about in November, right? It's in November now,
Yep.
right? Short Hills director, Alvaro and Jose Stanwich. They're bright people that with amazing human skills. But I truly enjoy competing against them because it's fun. It's fun.
I love the in the Boston final where Alvy kind of reached over to hit the cutter, and then you took the ball. He was turned away, and you took the ball and you took the paddle and you hit the ball against his back. Do you remember that?
I do.
That's fun, right?
That is fun. Yeah, that is fun. But you know what is more important to me is that we are there a little bit beyond competitiveness. We're there as a competitors. You were so good. Let me like let me bring you down to earth, man.
Yeah.
Let me give you like a little, like let me throw a ball to you because it's not normal what you just did. It's really funny, but those guys, and of course they just showed it on in Chicago, winning and beating Magnoni Morgan that beat Marc and I, last year in nationals, and they just beat them. They've been showing to be a team that it's not easy to beat. It's not easy to beat, and it's very important in platform tennis to rely on your style, whether you like it or not. At the end of the day, whether you, Sean, or me, we like somebody's style. If they don't play that style but they win, is what works. But is what makes things, so interesting.
So you and Mark have been extremely successful together. When you first joined up, you won the next two tournaments, right? You had 10 straight wins. Why do you think it works so well? I know you both play an offensive style of game, but why do you think your partnership works so well?
Mark Powers. And what a guy, what a guy, what a guy, what a guy. He's such a amazing player, an amazing person. I'm sure. No, actually, you did an interview with him.
I did.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, but um, I'll tell you the story with him. Is a long time ago, I used to work in an office. I used to work in finance. I joined this finance tennis team, and I met all these guys, and I got introduced to this. Hey, nice to meet you. This is Mark Powers. This 2018 platform tennis national champion. I'm like, what? 2018 platform tennis. What? Yeah, 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 yeah. National champion. I was like, all right. And then we had a great time on our tennis experience. This is tennis. And I started playing, in the 2021, I think 2022. And I'm like, hey, Mark, I'm playing paddle. Like, let's try to practice and let's try to, have a good time and, like whatever that brings. And of course, John Hughes, that I've watched all of their matches, and John Hughes is one of the best players ever. Like a lefty that is such a beast that decided not to play for different reasons, right? And then Mark likes to play with lefties, and all of a sudden we're like, hey, should we play together? I know it's the end of the season, but we know each other. Should we play together? Yeah, why not? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like me having Salazar as a partner, I'm like, hey, Salazar, you're out. You're out, man. You helped me to win the B draw at Montclair, but you're out. I don't need you. I want to get powers. It was so funny, man, but in a healthy way, right? in a healthy way. And with powers in the first year, it was just going with the flow, just going with the flow. I did understand why he's good. I'm a player. I'm a person that I can adjust to anything. I'm like just going with the flow, going with the flow, man. And when did I'm winning it in a final that, very honest to you, if I'm very honest to you right now, Sean, it's a match that it seems really far away. If I look at it right now, all these four players that were playing on that final are really far away from that level. All of us are so much better, so much better. That it's funnily scary because I'm like, where is he going? It's impossible. No, I wouldn't use the word impossible, but it's very difficult to win a point against any of us. It's very difficult.
Yeah, it is.
It's very difficult, and on that, I'm gonna use everybody. Like, it's very difficult to win a point against of course Regalado Salazar, Duran Mitchell, Nunez Powers, McNerney Morgan, Fraser West, you name it. It's very difficult. That you're like, this is when the game really starts. So that final for me was a sense of where's the game going.
So a beginning for you of sorts.
100%. I won it. I'm very happy to have a partner. Like my powers that of course help me to win it because there is not such a thing in paddle that winning alone. That doesn't exist. You need an amazing partner. That for me it was him. For him it was me, right? That is, but at the same time is like in my mind. This is my mind working out. Is where do I want the sport to go? Really? Where do I want this sport to go? How do I want to have fun with it? Do I have fun with it in a passive way, in a neutral way, or in an exciting way? And it's how I decide to play it.
Well, you have your own unique style that's definitely injecting excitement into it. Um, you really do. You have a way of just, you know, forcing pressure on the court in different ways.
The options are so limited in this game. Like there's only so many places that you can place the ball to, that it becomes very, very readable. You can really read what your opponent is doing. That if you take that, the reading aspect, which is tough to teach it, but I love to teach the strategy of the game. I love it. There's nothing more fun for me than teach the strategy of life. Like Sean, like I'm 100% sure that you're good at life, right? But there's something in life that you do that it could very much, be transferable at the paddle game. That little thing is worth to teach it, or not to teach it, but to explain it to anybody, really.
Yeah.
And that little thing is what I think keeps the sport alive. Otherwise, otherwise, it's nothing.
So I'm injecting a new idea for the podcast, and I have guest questions from some other more famous paddle people than me. Are you ready? The first question comes from a huge fan of yours.
Huge fan of mine. Okay,
Huge
let's
fan of
see.
yours. Her name is Anna
Anna. Anna, what?
Zubori,
The one and only.
the one and only.
Okay.
She
Okay.
says, she first says, I appreciate the human part of people on the tour. Not only does Guy have incredible skills, but he always smiles, is always fair play, and just a huge overall asset to the community. My question is, because Guy was an amazing tennis player, which sometimes can be an obstacle in becoming a great paddle player, what did he have to unlearn to get better?
That is such a good question. Anna Zubori. She knows what she's doing. She knows.
Yes, she does.
She knows what she's doing. So going back to her, or going back to everybody, really. The number one thing that I had to learn, that I had to fight with, it was my ego, knowing how good I am at how I think I'm at tennis, how far that would take me. Because the moment I understood that playing tennis in the platform tennis court is a disaster, that was a big, big empowerment moment. Right after that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with the tennis. I'm done with the tennis aspect. I know everybody can be done with it. The moment I understood that, how can I make the other team, okay? How can I make them lose? That's a huge thing because I've been always trying to win. I love to win and I want to win and I want to hit every shot in such a way to win. But the moment I understood, how can they lose? Can they lose? Of course, of course they can lose. Can they beat themselves? Yeah, of course they can. Can I hit this shot, this push overhead, this roller, whatever it is, in such a way that they can make themselves lose? Huge change. Huge. That's the biggest change.
Great question, Anna. She has a bonus second question. Are you ready for this one? It's dangerous. Anna asks, do you think you have more men or women who follow your matches? Hint, who is more present in your Instagram messages?
I would love to say woman.
I think she's saying that you do. She knows that you do.
Isn't that right, Anna Subori?
Yes,
Do you agree with me? Can I go to sleep okay tonight? And
uh,
then the second question was
I think she's saying she watches all your matches and she messages you.
Anna Subori?
Yeah.
Who is she lying to? I want to talk to her.
Okay.
I want to talk to her because she doesn't follow me. I want to have a conversation with her.
Okay. All
We'll
right.
figure it out.
So then uh the other guest question comes, and there's three of them, come from Mike Raleigh, who is the pro at the Exmoor Club. You know Mike, the announcer. As when you were a newer player, what made you
When wait when are they making these questions? Now or before?
No, I asked them before. I asked them before.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Okay. So
Um,
go.
as a newer player, what major lesson did you learn from Mark?
From our powers.
Yes.
The most important thing that I learned from Mark, he's such a fun player to play with. And you have to be good. And I'm not feeding my ego here, but you have to be good to let him be good, right? Because we're getting to a point that I play for him and he plays for me. That is the best, partnership.
Yep.
What did I learn from him? I learned that strategy and patience in order to attack is huge. He's such a good player when it comes to play the paddle game slow, like let him play, let him dig, let them feel that they can have a chance with us, and then he comes with a freaking forehand that nobody can see it. I'm like, dude, and uh, it's a good guy, man. It's a good guy. Yeah,
I think everyone loves Mark Powers.
who doesn't? You know,
The second question was the no ad scoring rule. How I know it's early, but how have you seen that that's changed the game at all?
it's changed the game. I think for the good. Uh, I was part of the scenario of making the sport way too long and way too boring that I want to be the first one to raise my hand and to be like, hey, I do not want people to be like, yeah, I tuned into YouTube and then I needed to watch paddle for 6 hours. I'm like, what? Yeah, because I was playing as Magnesium Morgan. Are you kidding me? No, cut it off, cut it off. Go enjoy your family. Go, you do whatever you have to do. Just don't watch paddle if it's that long.
I was there, by the way. I was there were only three people in the stands at the end, and I was one of them.
I'm very sorry, man. I'd rather lose. I promise you. I'd rather lose in 2 hours, 6-0, 6-0, than losing that much in 5:45 hours.
Yeah. That was his third question though. If Mike Raleigh's third question was, looking back now, is there something you would do different in that match?
And the point.
And
And the point. Yeah, there's so many opportunities that as a player you have to end the point, but for many different reasons. And the number one reason is confidence, is trust that you will not end the point. That's what you have to be aiming for. So that's a risky play. End the point. It's a risky play. Would you try that more than reset down the middle? That's your judgment. Would I try more end the point with a cutter than resetting down the middle? Fuck. I'm a really offensive player. I'm a really sorry, but I think that is the only way of making the sport a little more exciting, especially for like honestly, Sean, like from me in this podcast, and I know you had Anna, Flor, Mark. Okay, from this forward, we cannot, we cannot acknowledge and respect and look up to length.
yeah,
We cannot. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for the viewer, for the YouTube viewer. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for the member watching. It's a disaster for the player. There's so many ways.
yeah.
But anyway, I think we're going the right way. went the right way. And I think the no ad situation is good. I think means that people are aware of what's happening.
Yep.
And we'll see, what tomorrow will look like.
All right, Guy, we've got five quick questions for you. What is your favorite paddle hut?
My favorite paddle hat. Mm. I'm gonna go. I have to go. I'm very sad. Detroit is not a Grand Prix anymore. They do an amazing job. They have a hat that is looking down to the core. That is amazing. I'm gonna give them the number one priority, 100%, because they do a good job. And yeah,
What about your favorite tournament?
I've been loving. You know what I've been loving, and I've been telling people, and some people say like, "What are you saying?" I'm like, I've been loving really the Midwest. I've been loving Ohio. I've
Since
been loving it. Ohio's been doing an amazing job. Camargo, Tyler Fraser, shout out to the guy that is probably having a second or third kid. Uh, Big shout out to the guy that because of him, clubs are doing amazing. Chicago, beautiful. Glenview, amazing. Like looking to places outside New York, outside Connecticut, outside New Jersey. There are not that many that are really like mind blowing. And these places are really beautiful, especially in the Midwest. I want to give a big shout out to two places. The number one is going to be Colorado. Okay, there's a tournament December 6th. Of course, I'm going, but it doesn't matter that I'm going, that they love it. They love it. It used to be Connor Harrigan, and now it's Matt Buick. They love it. Okay, so when people love it, we all love it. And then the second one is Nantucket. Ellie. Ellie's doing such an amazing job in Nantucket. Like a beautiful place. They're having a tournament. Come on, like I hope places like that do better tournaments. It's all we can ask. I just don't want to go to, I don't want to be like, I have to go to Short Hills. Come on.
what about did you see
I love regalado. I love regalado, but come on.
did you see the one who does Sebastian Bredberg? He's in Northern California. Have you seen those courts? What's that tournament called?
No. Are
I'll
you talking about the like, no, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll send it to you. Okay, favorite pro to watch, men and women.
Favorite pro. Okay, I have one guy that is not playing that I've been trying to get him back. He will be back. But one of the most fun guys for me to watch are two guys. Regalado is a really fun guy to watch, 100%. Mark Powers, when he's on, he's really fun to watch. Felipe Oces, Conic, he has to be back. I know he's playing padel. He knows. Come on, man. Platform tennis is your future.
What about on the ladies' side? Who's your favorite pro to watch on the ladies' side?
There's so many, I think. I mean, of course, I competed next to, Charlotte Segura. She's such an amazing girl. She's good. She's really good. She's really good. Then I would love to see her developing. the sport to the point that we don't know what's happening. Anna Zubori, the one and only, I can do whatever you want to do. You know, Bea and Thea, they're taking the sport to a different level.
They are.
They are in terms of competitiveness, in terms of physicality. They're taking the sport to a different level. Ellie Habauer, or however you pronounce the last name. She's an amazing tennis player. That she's great. Of course, it's been such a thing, about Macy and Lynn, and I'm gonna focus on Macy. She's got so many attributes, like starting with the teaching aspect, with the competitive aspect, and she's just amazing. And she played a tournament with Lisa, right? Lisa, I don't know the last name. Um,
Knowledge.
yes,
Yep. She's
and
playing
she's
around.
amazing.
She is. They're playing in Aronimink in a couple weeks together.
Okay, so they're both amazing. That I can only imagine how both of them together will look like in a
Yep.
few weeks.
Yep.
But if you tell me to pick one, if you tell me to pick one, I'll pick Lisa. I'll pick Lisa. I think she plays a game that is she doesn't give one crap. She just hits it.
She does.
She goes for it. She can transition forward and backwards. She can drive. She can do everything. I'm like, do I rather see that or do I rather see the opposite of the spectrum? I'm like, I'd rather see that.
Me too.
100%. 100%.
All right. Last question. What is your paddle pet peeve? So some of the, so for instance, Anna's was people leaving trash around the courts. Some people have complained about bad warm-ups, people not giving you lobs in warm-ups. Is there one thing, what is your paddle pet peeve? We know it's slow play, but other than that,
I do not love when some of us, and I'm gonna include myself, because I think whenever you criticize people, you have to include yourself so you're a better person. We make a bad call. I lose it. I l- I lose it, Sean. That's my only pet peeve.
okay.
You can be the nicest guy, but if I have the sense that you're cheating, I'm gonna lose it. And I don't want to get there. I don't want to get there because I don't think we're trained and designed to get there. But I'm getting there easier and easier,
Okay.
and I don't like that. That's my only pet peeve. You can tell me anything. You can be like, "Hey, I want FBI for the first set." I don't care. I don't care. Just don't cheat, please, please, because then we're playing a different game.
Yep. Guy, this was incredible. I really appreciate your honesty and speaking your mind. This is an amazing interview, so I really appreciate it.
It took us a while, it took us a while to figure it out. I truly appreciate your patience.